Hello, I promised I'm on fire for our silent riot. Hashtag silent riot. That's us. And I told you what the deal is. This week alone, we've had the Cancer Alley lawsuit where 92% of people in this black 85-mile area in Louisiana were dying from cancer. 92% of people that live there are black. And there is outrageous amounts of cancer with their children, their mom, their dad, their brothers, their sisters are dying. Not to mention respiratory disorders, lung cancer, all this crap. All because all these corporations are down there putting out air pollution and chemicals in the water, the air, and just in your home, you can smell it. That's what's going on. And this jerk dropped the lawsuit calling it a DEI motion. Okay, Georgetown got threatened that if they teach DEI, they're not going to get any federal funds. Georgetown University got threatened by the assistant prosecutor that any of their graduates won't be able to get jobs in the federal government. There were at least 4 separate suggestions, hopeful suggestions, that they pardon Derek Chauvin, which is the police who put his knee on the neck of George Floyd for 8 minutes plus. The Black Lives Matter Plaza in Washington, D.C. that yours personally marched on Juneteenth, 2020. Yeah, that has been literally destroyed and bulldozed through because that Mayor Bauer was threatened with funding being taken away from her district. Remember, they're not a state. They're dependent on the federal government for all their funding. She was threatened to every penny will be taken away from her if they don't get the trucks in, demolish and destroy all those bricks in that beautiful Black Lives Matters Plaza. Oh yeah, it was hurting somebody, I'm sure. So get rid of all of that and rename the Plaza Liberty Boulevard. Are you ready for that? Yeah, just this week alone, I told you about apartheid. I taught you everything you needed to know about South Africa and apartheid. So guess what happened this week about South Africa? Got to ask yourself, why is America even caring about South Africa? Well, the South African ambassador was kicked out of the United States. Yeah, I told you why, right? Just in case you forgot, here we go again. Part 2 of your edumacation. You have Elmo, Peter Thiel, David Sachs. Elmo, you know who he is. He's the real president. He's the one firing everybody down in D.C. Elmo, Peter Thiel, and David Sachs are 3 billionaires funding all of this Project 2025. All of these people's elections, including J.D. Vance when he ran for Senate right here in Ohio. This has been planned way back since Reagan. They are totally financing this project, and all 3 of them were brought up in South Africa, and they're planning on making apartheid part of our deal in America. Here you have the Cheeto Puff, pseudo-president. The Cheeto Puff got rid of the National Law Enforcement Accountability Data. Now, what the fuck is that? All these alphabet soup places. You don't even know how to keep up with them because I can't either. But I kept up with this one. This agency makes sure that we keep data on bad cops. You know, the ones that kill black and brown for sport. Yeah, those bad cops that have been convicted, found guilty, investigated for horrible abuses. Yeah, this was the national database to make sure they don't go from one job to a whole nother, like the one who killed Tamir Rice. Cheeto Puff got rid of it. He completely destroyed the database. HBCUs, yeah, their scholarships were suspended in the middle of the fucking semester for the kids who go to those colleges. Now, you want to tell me again how this isn't a black or white thing? But here's the deal. We all fucked around and found out that it doesn't matter that it's a black and white thing. This stupid bastard is getting rid of everything for everybody. So black, white, brown, red, yellow, whatever color you call yourself this week, whoever you are, Republican, Democrat, woman, man, other, I don't give a fuck. I'm not that petty. Whatever it is that you thought you were, and maybe you thought you were privileged white people who could just sit back and watch us get fucked. Well, guess what? You fucked around and found out we're in this together. So let's act like it. Now, here's what you got to do, because the only color that they understand is green. Get it through your head. Corporations care about green. Those freaking social media and those billionaire people who showed up at his inauguration, giving him millions of money, the Amazon owners, the Zuckerbergs of this world, yeah, Bezos and all of those guys, they only care about green. So you need to focus and prioritize the green. Let's go. You have 4 areas. 3 primarily, but I put 4 on the board that you can participate in our silent riot. Here we go. Banking. It is critical, people. It's critical that you pay off your fucking debt, because the fees and the interest rates and the late fees and just the amount of money that you have sitting out there in debt is ridiculous. It was for me. I've experienced this. You got to pay it off. You're making them wealthy and powerful. Get rid of your debt. It's the highest priority you have. The highest. Keep your balances low at the bank. We are not going to give the banks any more power or money. So you keep really low balances at the bank. Pull your money out of all these banks and put it in the credit unions. I was so happy when I heard that guy today say this. I was so happy. I felt vindicated. Take the money out the banks. Put it in the nonprofit credit unions, except black people, brown people. You already know what I'm about to tell you. That Navy Federal Credit Union, look it up. It has had discriminatory practices alleged by God knows how many lawsuits. And I need you to look it up so you don't fall for stupidity and put your fucking money in that damn Navy Federal Credit Union. They're horrible. Look them up. Don't believe me. You do your own research and put Navy, Google it, Navy Federal Credit Union and discrimination. You look it up. So you took the majority of your money out of the banks, put it in the credit union. This is so important, and it's so hard for us to do, but we got to do it. This is part of our silent riot, you guys. Either jump on board or fuck you. Here we go. Stop using Venmo. Stop using Cash App. I'm going to get rid of Zelle. Stop using PayPal. All digital currency is making them a shit load of money. Yes, it is making them so much money. And you need to remember that these 3 guys up here, Mr. Apartheid Mafia, originally they were the PayPal Mafia. They thought of PayPal. And your little boy, Elmo, the little genius, he's starting a digital currency on Twitter. So pay attention. Never charge shit. Make a honest to God vow to God never to charge anything again, ever. Stop it. We've got to stop. We are making them so wealthy and powerful. We've got to stop charging, you guys. We've got to get on board with this. This guy was on fire, and so am I, because he's right, and I've been saying it all along. No new loans. Let me tell you something about your stupid cars, your Apple phones, all this shit we keep getting ourselves in debt for. My car is a 2013. I bought it in 2016. I have no car note on it because as soon as I could, I paid it to 0. And I will not get another car as long as that motherfucker rolls me in and out of work. I will fix it if it breaks, and that's it. It's cheaper to fix it than buy a new one and have a $600 up to $800 car note. It ain't that serious. And I'm looking at black people riding high, and I'm thinking that car note's about $1,000. That car note's about $900. And while I'm not all up in your pockets, I can promise you, I bet you these motherfuckers in debt up to their ass. No more swiping. The sheer act of swiping a card, we have got to get out of practice. We need to make cash king again. Next week in my own company, I'm going to insist that cash is the only thing that I will accept because I am on board for our silent riot. That's what it's called. Silent riot. Stop swiping. Listen, this is hard. I did it. You got to do it. Take your money that you have in your 403B, your 401k. And if you are, I think it's like 59 and some change, you have to check with your lawyer, you're 59 and some change like I was, you can take that money out and only pay taxes on the part that you need to pay taxes on. If you have a Roth IRA, you don't pay the taxes on that, right? But if you are in debt up to your fucking eyeballs, it makes way more money than letting that 401k or 403b sit and completely go away because this Cheeto Puff jerk is in the Washington, D.C., putting us in a fucking recession, depression. I don't know which one. Looks like both of them are coming our way. And just because we had one day where the stocks were up compared to the whole month of February when they were pretty much down, it doesn't mean a thing. And what it bothers me is that the money that you worked so hard to save will be gone. So if you need to make an ultimate executive action to take that money out of the stock market, and I don't care, maybe it's worth it to you to do it for penalties. I don't know how much debt you're in, but if it means taking some of that money out, paying off credit card debt and car notes, then we fucking better do it because we need power. And as long as we're in debt, you are slave to the borrower. You know you are. You're slave to the borrower, and it's in the Bible. Oh, no, man, nothing. They can't fuck with you if you don't owe them shit. And keep in mind that those of us who owe student loans or we owe back taxes, so it's never a good idea not to pay your taxes. I don't give a fuck what happened. Pay them damn taxes. Those of us who owe student loans or back taxes, they don't need a court room to take your house. They don't need to go to court to file to take your property. So pay your student loans, keep them current, pay your taxes, pay that shit off, especially if you black or brown. You already know what the fuck it is. Now, look at here. If you are 59 and some change, you need to also consider, and this is anybody, sorry, not just 59, anybody with a 401k or 403b, slide that bitch out of them stocks and put it in a money market account making about 4% interest with the help of your advisor at these agencies. Fidelity is the best of all time. They helped me. I called them Friday. They are wonderful. Think about it. Instead of letting it just sit there and go down, 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 and you're looking at your money just going down, down, down. Get out of the fucking stock market. Fuck them. They're all rich corporations and they don't give a fuck about you. Now, the second category is education. Oh, let me tell you something, guys. I don't think we're ever going to see any student loans for our kids. I don't think we're ever going to get any Pell Grants ever again as long as we live. I don't know that I would ever even consider a white college at this point. Here's what I'm asking parents, and my kids are grown, but I'll give you a little spiel on that. Here's what I'm telling parents to consider. If your kids are in junior high, you are blessed. If your kids are in elementary, you are blessed. Things you can do to help your kids, because they're going to need all the help they can get because we were different. They are not like us. Our kids are going to be facing different challenges when it comes to education. As the Department of Education is being destroyed before our very eyes, here's the deal. You need your kids in college credit plus classes once they hit high school. Here in Ohio, the program is called College Credit Plus. It means that while they're in high school, they're also going to college, getting college credits. Look into it yesterday. That's how you save money because they're not paying for that. Advanced placement courses. I kept both my children in advanced placement classes all through high school because I wanted them to stand out on their college applications. These advanced placement courses are going to look very good on a college application, although you shouldn't be applying to the majority program schools anyway. You should only be considering historically Black colleges. Do I have to go any further other than to share with you the fact that these schools are going to be hit with federal threats and everything else if they accept so many Black and brown people? I need you to think about it now. Take your kids on college tours. Make sure they know what historically Black colleges stand for. My child went to Spelman. My other child went to Ohio State. Guess which one graduated? You got darn right. It was the Spelman kid, because they told us when I went to parent-teacher orientation, they told us that they are not about failure. Our kid is going to graduate no matter what, and they were right. And one thing I found out about Ohio State, and I need you to hear me loud and clear, we were all excited because she got into Ohio State. Well, as I'm driving her down there, I don't know why I didn't think to look at it before, I noticed that 14 or 11% of their student population was Asian and only 4% was Black. Now you do the math. This country is about 2, 3, maybe 4% Asian, and the country is 14% Black. There was absolutely no support source there for my baby, and she did not graduate from Ohio State. She went there, but she didn't graduate. And I have a feeling that has a lot to do with it. So you choose where your kids go, but consider strongly a historically Black college because it's way more successful for our kids. College may not be the answer for some of our kids, and that's absolutely fine. What I don't want you to do, and I don't want them to do, is consider the military, because they are trying to make the military all Black, all white anyway. If they're trying to make the military all white and they're firing all the Black generals, you do the math. Do you think your child would be supported? No, they're probably going to be bullied and tortured after a while. And that's coming from my heart, because I'm a military family. My dad was in the Air Force. My brother was in the Army. So I don't want to hear it. I'm pro-military until we got this jerk in D.C. What if your child looks as apprenticeships instead? Apprenticeships are wonderful. We have to start networking, just like that video I saw earlier today said. We have to start networking. Who are the Black and brown business owners? Who are they? Are they working in lawn care? Can they take my junior high school kid and let him train and work for them for free? It's apprenticeship, remember? Or a nominal fee. These kids need to be trained how to own their own company. What about these mechanics, these auto mechanics? Because I have a feeling you take your car to some of these places and they might fuck it up more just because you're Black or brown. So where are the mechanics that we can trust? How about construction, carpenters, electricians? These are lost arts. My dad said these were all things that used to be offered in high school. So you came out of high school with a trade that you could make a shitload of money on. DEI proof your child's chosen occupation. What does that mean? That means that when your child decides on something they might want to do when they grow up, make sure you encourage occupations that are DEI proof. What is DEI proof, Shelly? Well, for example, let them fuck with us nurses. Yeah, I double dog dare all the hospitals and the nursing facilities in this city to all of a sudden get a DEI, an anti-DEI policy or program, because guess what? You need us. And when you need us, you know what the fuck to do. You definitely ain't trying to fuck with us, especially if you know me. Teach. I am upset with the fact that parents are not teaching their children about Black history, African history, South African history, apartheid, how they took our property from us in slavery, and how they never even gave it to us in the first place, but how they took it from us too. Just remember the Bruce Beach project over in LA. They had to give $30 million of beachfront property back to the Bruces because they basically stole it out from under them back in the day using eminent domain. And I was a city council member. I know exactly what that is. So teach our children. Remember that the boycott in Montgomery was led by teenagers. Our teenagers don't fucking even know anything. They come out of here and all they care about is dancing and buying some Nike shoes. That's our fault. Let's go, America. Teach your kids. And I'm talking to white America too, because Black history is yours as well. It's called American history. And if you're sitting back and you're silent and you don't really say anything and you don't really protest when they do the book bans at your school, then you are complicit. And let me tell you something, that is even worse. Housing. Consider buying a house. I'm watching the markets. Consider buying a house after April. I said April of this year. This year, I'm watching everything. Consider buying a house after April. Try hard. If you thought you'd want to buy a house, try hard to buy a house. Maybe go beneath what you thought you could afford. Here's the thing. When you're looking at housing, consider renting out a room if you already have a house. Let's get our money up, y'all. Let's help people that need housing. Rent is ridiculous. Keep up your home repairs. Let's not let our housing stock go so bad that when somebody comes by and says they'll offer you cash for a house, you take it. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Keep your mortgage current. And if you can avoid it, please do not sell your home to corporations. Here's a fact, y'all. The corporations, 5 of them, are buying up all of the United States housing. That's why we have a housing shortage. That's why we can't find housing for anybody who even wants to buy them. There is a shortage of houses. Who bought them up? 5 wealthy fucking corporations. What is their goal? They're holding on to these single homes and they're going to make us all renters, and the rent is just going to go sky high over and over again, and they're going to make more millions. So let's buy our property, maybe buy less than we thought we could afford, so we're definitely able to get it, and keep buying property. It is the quickest way to build wealth, that and investing, but for 4 years at least, you're not going to be in that stock market. Keep your mortgage current. Keep that FICO credit report. Keep that FICO score above 720. Look at it today and make sure you get that shit up. If you don't know how, you got to get to somebody and ask them how to do it. Get a will and a trust. Too much of our properties are going to probate court and not our people. Let's get on top of this, people. When you die, what happens to that house? Save the biggest down payment you can. You want to look better than anybody else making a bid. You want to offer more than anybody else making a down payment. You want to be competitive when you're looking to buy a house, and save the biggest down payment you can, guys. Now, those 5 corporations that are buying up all these properties, they have 20% of all the homes in Texas. 20% of all the homes in Georgia, 15% of the homes in Florida. And I don't know about you, but I see signs that say, we'll buy your house for cash. I see all kinds of advertisements. I get text messages all day long. I get notices in my mail. You can kiss my black ass. You ain't buying my fucking 4-bedroom house. No fucking way. That's for my family, so they're never homeless. Never sell your original house. That's for your family. Now, what can you personally do? This is big. Listen up. Only share anti-Elmo. I told you who Elmo was. Or Cheeto Puff post on social media. I know you don't understand this one, so let me break it on down for you. We got Zuckerberg, who owns Instagram, Threads, and Facebook, which holds the majority of Americans in some kind of way, shape, or form, fashion in that company. It's called Meta. You knew that. He is meeting with this president at least every other month or week. That's the 3 appointments, the 3 meetings he's had with him have all occurred in the last 3 months. So you do the math. Now you got to ask yourself, why the fuck is Zuckerberg the head of Instagram, Facebook, and Threads? Why is he meeting with this jerk? Why? Why was he at the inauguration? Why did he give millions? Why did he do a little handshake before the election ever took place? I watch it all, darling. And here's what you need to know. He's trying to help him. He's going to control the algorithm, so less about negativity and anti-Cheeto Puff and anti-Musk stuff appears. Well, that can't happen if the only thing you share on your page is anti-Musk, anti-Cheeto Puff, anti-GOP, and go crazy with it. I mean, share. Tag. Do it. Stop fucking shopping. You guys, this whole Temu and Shine and Amazon, stop it. You are making matters worse. You don't need to shop there. You don't need to shop anywhere because we understand the fucking assignment. We're not trying to make China rich. We're not trying to make the tariffs even higher because you shopped at Temu and Shine, both companies out of China. We're not doing any of that. So stop it. And every time you do, remember where you did it at. A lot of those ads are on Facebook for a reason. Those Temu and Shine ads pop up every 3 seconds on Instagram for a reason. And believe me, they are paying Zuckerberg high amounts of money to advertise on his sites. So cut it out because you're helping them. Join our debt snowball. Next Sunday on the 23rd is our first pay off everybody's debt party. We're going to have a garage sale right here at Shelly's Nursing Review. Our debt snowball, we will be paying money, paying people's bills off. Churches are doing it. We as a community, as a silent riot, can get each other out of debt. And we can do it super fast so that we are the most powerful people on the planet. Because when you owe no man nothing, you aren't a slave to anyone. Challenge others to become allies. Yeah. See, I don't have anything to lose, and you do. But you fucked around and found out that when you don't say anything, you lose more. So here's the thing. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Maybe some of you are fortunate like me and you own your own company and you get vendors coming in here trying to sell you shit. Yeah, I had a vendor come in my company and try to sell me a copier. Truth be told, I probably could have used a copier, but I asked him a question and he turned beet red and I was like, fuck you, get out of my office. And I said to this stupid bastard, I said, hey, who'd you vote for before we get started? Oh, what do you mean? The president, who'd you vote for? Oh, well, that's an odd question. Get the fuck out of here. Start challenging others. You don't have anything to lose when you really look at it because all of us are about to be fucked. So let's fight back. Our silent riot is nonviolent, but it's more powerful because the only color they understand is green. You know it and I know it. Money talks, bullshit walks. Speak the fuck up.